Aquarius, welcome to your month in review for July. I know, time is fleeting. Oh, there you are, right under the deck. Just happened to notice that. What's up? Show me Aquarius, please. Show me Aquarius in July. Show me Aquarius in July. Like always, take it resonates, leave it does not, yeah? But do keep in mind these are general collective readings, so if they don't resonate with you at all, normal. Check your other placements. You will find yourself in there somewhere. Show me Aquarius, please, in July. Okay. Like always, we're going to put down that baseline, clarify, and then towards the end, we'll put down oracles as well. What's going on? The moon, none of your business. Okay. That's one way to go. Knights of Cups. Oh, the Lovers. Oh, progress. Oh, dare I say progress? Dare I see progress? A vague sort of none of your business, it's private, it's secret, or it's the unknown. And regardless, something's coming out of the moon. Be it unknown, or just don't mess around with that. That's my business. Leave me alone. It's private. Regardless, there's something coming out of that moon. Knight of Cups, the Lovers. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Queen of Cups, the Chariot, Justice. Well, don't we feel right as rain? Yes, that's almost the working definition of feeling right as rain. Feel good. In your heart space, the Chariot, forward momentum, justice, focus, balance, all is well spiritually and otherwise. Okay, Queen of Pentacles, Three of Pentacles, Six of Wands. Something here is taking shape and it feels good. It feels comfortable, it's at a good pace. It's not being rushed. It's showing up in the 3D. It's workable, more than workable. It feels good. It feels good. It's just, it's going to start with a certain level of building block type structure. Wow. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. There's so much going on here. And check this. Do you see this? 4 majors on your opening line. That's cool. Want to be thorough? All right, we're going to start with that moon. Something's coming forward of the moon. The great unknown. The Lovers, which, by the way, since that's there, almost always implies 2. So reverse the energies as you see fit. But do keep in mind, the direct focus is you. Okay? Let's see that moon. Show me the moon. Show me the moon. So much to work with here today. Lots. Oodles. Okay. Show me the moon. Show me the moon. What is going on? This is amazing. What I like, though, we have all these major feelings and spiritual consequences and things like that running around for sure. But in the 3D, things are building in a particular direction and it feels good. 6 of Wands. It feels comfortable. That's what we want. We want to use that word. We want to use the word comfortable here. I like this. Okay. Oh, it's magic. The Tower, the Sun, the 8 of Cups. This is a disaster. That's what that is. Now, what I'm saying is that there was a reason why it was under the moon is something we really didn't want to deal with. The conclusion here is that nothing good could come from this. There's no happiness in here. There's no nothing. Okay. And there's even a kind of sense of detachment there, like, I've given up on this. It means nothing. It has no credibility. There is no emotional involvement in this. And the Tower has the heavy obligation on larger concepts like this to kind of prove us wrong. Sometimes those towers are super small, simple, like I think I saw with Pisces. And sometimes they're much larger. I was like, oh, yeah? Well, we see what was going on here. And this is what's not going to happen anymore. So something powerful has come forward. It's looking at the very beginning of July. Some of you might be experiencing this soon. But in terms of the deep unknown, this is what happened. I'm not comfortable with it. I don't want to look at it. Leave it there. Leave it under the rug, please. I'm not interested in lifting up. I don't want to see what's under there. Again, the whole idea is that the Tower here suggests the Sun, 8 of Cups, nothing happy could come of this. Okay, this is not a happy situation. It's no good. It's always going to stay that way. Or it's just, frankly, I don't want to devote any more emotional energy to understanding this, And the Tower's like, right, we understand that. However, it seems like we have a new surge of energy, information that is telling us otherwise. Okay. The sun and the moon, by the way, a divine combination that we see in tarot, suggesting divinity, spiritual importance, the upper echelon of spiritual connectivity. Okay, let's see what's going on there with that Knight of Cups. Some of that Knight of Cups, the emotional expression's coming from somebody somewhere. It's almost like they're saying, I'm here, and I know you didn't think I was going to show up, but I'm here. It's kind of like that. Let's see that Knight of Cups. 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 I understand your moon. I understand it's why it's something that you try not to draw on too much, look at too much, because you were kind of comfortable to leave it in the category of the unknown. Because it seemed to be a one-way street to you. And no good could come from this. I get it. I do. Not everybody wants to go around in the moon, you know? And if you really believe that, then you really believe that. But there's something about it with that tower being so very distinctly, well, we understand why you have that impression, but it's not entirely true. That must have been a big tower. The Five of Pentacles, the Ace of Pentacles, the Ten of Wands. It's kind of like saying, I know you didn't expect this from me, but I'm here now, despite the breakage, the hardship. I'm offering this now. I know you weren't expecting this from me, I know. Don't know who's saying that. It's you or you're on the receiving end of it soon. With it, someone's emotional expression, how hard it has been. Okay. The break still affects someone to this day. Their emotions still point in a particular direction. And that's being offered as truth now, as the Ace of Pentacles. It seems to be really real. So yes, there is mixed emotion in this. Vulnerability. Okay. Love, but also with it, sadness, difficulty, pain. So as far as I can tell, it's very honest. Okay? And it's being put forward now in a fairly sizable way. Gesture. I'm guessing that's creating this tower effect. You had no reason to expect it. Somebody didn't. And you were prepared to write it off indefinitely. I understand. Can't fault you for that. It wouldn't have gone that far if you didn't feel like you had hard evidence to believe that nothing good would come from this. There is no sunshine in it. There's no love. There's no nothing. Okay. So when I'm telling you, I'm getting the impression from at least one person here. I know you weren't expecting this from me. This isn't easy for me either. But here I am. So let's go ahead and check out the lovers here. Show me the lovers. Show me the lovers, please. Complicated, therefore tricky connection, the lovers is. In order for it to exist, okay, in our lives, we have to choose it, and we have to be chosen back. And that's a mental, emotional, spiritual, physical thing. It's all in there. Okay. And it requires a lot of challenging work to stay on the same page. You know, it can often be a game of mirrors. There's times we want to reflect that person. There's other times we don't want anything to do with it because it represents a sore point in ourselves that we see in them. So it's this whole thing. And a lot of people opt out of it for that reason because it is complicated and it's not easy. But it is indeed one of the most powerful connections you can ever have. Challenging for that reason, but also very strong motivation to try. Question, that eternal question becomes, when is enough enough? You know, when you two can never line up, or somebody refuses to learn or see, but they still feel compelled towards the connection, but they refuse to understand why. That's typically when you need to understand enough is enough. In the world, I seen it. The Queen of Pentacles is there, the High Priestess. You know, this is something you're saying you could never get comfortable intuitively with, ever. You're also telling me, for some reason, you can never predict this person. I get it. I do. You're saying you otherwise prize yourself on being intuitive. You're saying it's a regular skill that you have and you've gotten very comfortable with. You're saying, but when it comes to this connection, Christina, when it comes to lovers, I've never understood it. I could never predict it. And I could never tune in to my lover. I just had a big discussion with this under the sign. But you're saying this is something you've already thought about. That you yourself are comfortable navigating via your intuition. But you're saying when it came to this connection, you couldn't feel it. It's almost like you're saying, and this is something I know I've said in my life, you're the only person I know who can surprise me. That's what this is. So when somebody's showing up saying, I know you're not going to expect this from me, that's because it's literally true for this person I'm looking at. Otherwise, you're saying you're very comfortable navigating your feeling. That unspoken thing that tells you to turn left over right, up over down, that kind of thing. You're saying when it came to this connection, Christina, I couldn't tap into it correctly. Which means they weren't either in some way, particularly at the emotional level. Okay. So you both can feel compelled to the connection, but it becomes unrequited if one or two people can't tune into their feelings and understand it, etc., and so on. So all you're showing me is that, you didn't see this one coming. You didn't see this one coming. You're otherwise very comfortable with it. Intuition, not this connection. You can never find your comfort zone with it. Okay. Again, it takes two people to actively communicate and understand these things about themselves for it to develop that feeling. So, someone showing up, expressing themselves. It's kind of like I'm late, but I'm here. It's got to count for something. And I think personally, yes, I do. I do kind of tend to lean into it's never too late. But that really comes down to the individual and their personal preferences, not mine. For some people, too late is too late. For other people, like myself, kind of believe in, well, the timing is right when the timing is right, if it ever is. You got to know these things about yourself. So I'm looking at you right now, and I get that you didn't see this coming. There's something about this person's energy you never really could. Okay? And there's a lot going on here in terms of... this is how we summarized it. This is what we did with it. And then you have something coming in that's contradicting what you were ready to write off. So what you do with it after this point is entirely up to you. Tarot doesn't dictate action, you do. Okay? Tarot's the proof of choice, not the absence of it. So let's see, because it looks like a whole bunch of leveling effect is happening for you. So it looks good to me, but we'll clarify, of course. There's no such thing as a perfect person or perfect situation. So for anybody who thinks the lovers is supposed to be a perfect situation, no, that's a great way to not choose your person, is to believe that. 2 of Cups is simple, right? 3 of Cups is simple. There's lots of emotional-based relationships that are simple. Some just aren't. So that's why I'm saying a lot of people choose not to bother with it. Just in case we forgot I said that. You may not. But somebody is feeling a lot more correct. A lot more. Okay. Queen of Cups. Show me that Queen of Cups. Show me that Queen of Cups. Show me that Queen of Cups, please. Well, that's an interesting way to kick off July. Eh? Show me that Queen of Cups. Show me that Queen of Cups. Three of Cups, Ace of Wands, Eight of Swords. Yep. You're saying you don't know if you have hope for this. I don't blame you. Again, look where you came from. So the fact that you're doing this at all suggests you're willing to try, just not too much. Again, I don't fault you for that. Here's the distinct thing. I think you're saying you don't want to give in to blind hope. You don't want to do that. Again, I don't blame you. So while you are uncertain if you should reconnect with this, you're saying you don't know about hope, never mind passion or anything else that the lovers might suggest. You're saying now it's just kind of enough to try to feel my way around this, and if I want to connect with it at all. But you're saying you don't think you want to give this too much hope, or that you can't really see anything beyond this reconnection. Okay, I don't fault you for that. You had no reason to see this coming, and you were highly, and again, reasonably dismissive of whatever happened prior. Okay, so it's like there's no way this is coming back, and I get this. So again, I think you're trying to ready your heart to not get, or lean into, I should say, excuse me, revived hope. Okay? But emotionally with the Three of Cups, it's like, okay, I'm going to try to feel my way around this according to my heart. We'll see what happens a little bit. You're trying not to put too much into this. But the way you reacted to it in love suggests you wouldn't be doing it unless you cared about them or loved them in some way. Okay? So there's that. Let's do that Chariot, please. Let's see that Chariot. Show me the Chariot. Show me the Chariot. Show me that Chariot, please. Judgment, the Emperor, Three of Wands. If you choose to proceed, understand that it is indeed a choice and it needs to represent empowerment. Empowerment here with the Emperor is entirely what you do with it and how you understand empowerment to exist for you as an individual. There's really no one collective set of advice for people when it comes to things like this. It really comes down to how well you know yourself. If you connecting with this or moving forward with it is anti-empowerment in some way to you, then it probably is. If moving forward with this you think represents a good piece of you or part of you that would like to connect with it from a good place, then it probably is pro-empowerment. Okay? The decision's with you. Okay? I know you got the force of will. If you want to connect with this, you can. That's not the issue. That's not the issue. I think you just want to know if it's right for you, which is what you should be asking. My opinion, yeah, you can handle it. Okay? I don't think, I'm looking at Aquarius that you don't connect with anything that you don't want to. Because for the most part, you understand your own particular mechanics. As someone who's empowered, who's been experienced, you've been there, you've done that, you've done things. You're saying that you understand the decisions within you and that you will make it. But you just seem to have one simple thing. I want to connect with this long enough, I suppose, to see if it's worth my while, because I still have some good feeling for it, but I don't want that to get out of control either. I don't want to have a bunch of hope unnecessarily attached to this. So you seem to be receiving whatever's here beautifully. I think you're reacting to it well. As someone who didn't see this coming, you didn't expect it to. You're catching up to it very quickly because you know yourself, which is why I know you could handle this. But again, empowerment works with both ways. You don't have to move towards this, Chariot. Okay? The decision's with you. And it may not seem like a big deal at the time. It's going to be one of those in-the-moment things. I can connect with this and mean it, or I can't, and I don't want to fool myself into trying. Okay? There you go. You'll know in that moment, but you'll be okay. You'll be okay. Part of writing this off, I won't understand it, and it's never coming back. And yet part of you, let's be real, always kind of toyed with the idea of what if. What if it did? And then you probably shoved it back under the moon. No, don't worry about that. It's not going to happen anyway, right? Well, now you get to answer the question, even if you only played around with it just a little bit. Let's say justice. Show me justice, please. I'm curious to see what you chose. It does reconnect you a little bit in your heart space, but you're like, that's the problem. I don't want to go into false hope. I understand. I respect that. I do. Let's see justice. Show me justice, please. It's interesting because your comfort zone showing up again in future. Very curious, but we'll get there. Six of Swords, Ten of Pentacles, the King of Cups, you know? There's the idea. If you move forward into this, not away from it. Ten of Pentacles, foundation, stability, King of Cups. You put yourself into everything that you do, which means it's well done. You really want to make the best decision for you in terms of justification, okay? What is correct for me? So I see you possibly moving forward into this because you know you can, because you're well built. Your heart's in good working order. But you're also saying, if there's anything about this that's not measuring up, it's not stable, yeah, I can go. It's true, you can. You're saying, I will do what's right for me. And that's all you've been showing me. It's not a promise of the future. It's just the conditions for which you find yourself connecting to this or not. Anything, really. It's not really about them or they at this point. It's more about you, trusting yourself, and the convictions that you have that have led you so very far into this life, which as far as I can tell is quite a bit. You have quite a bit attached to you in terms of responsibility, give and take, principles, correctness, fairness. What do I stand up for? What are my principles? What I advocate for? All these things. You've spent a lifetime cultivating that. So all that stuff that's attributed to you, apply to this, and you will know what to do. It does touch you personally. You know that. That's one of the reasons why you're showing me caution around it, because the last time you experienced it was in a very personal way. Very personal way. It seemed to operate outside the boundaries for which you were so well established. The Lovers has a way of doing that. It was meant to challenge you for a reason. You're meant to learn from it. Okay, that means them too. So I just want you to know, while you are being amazing in your real world, and you are, it's not just about them. This comprehensively is tying back to what it is that you already do that's telling me that nothing about you will change. So if you want to handle this, give it time, know that you can. You're equipped to do it. Okay? Who you are as a person has carried you this far. Trust it with this too. I grant you it's trickier because for some reason you admit you've never been able to tune in with this person. They can still surprise you, and it kind of pisses you off. And perhaps that's why they're your biggest challenge. You're so thoughtful. You're so well planned. You're so articulate. You're so amazing. Look at this. This has nothing to do with them. This was already in place. You didn't get a Ten of Pentacles overnight. You didn't get a sense of justice and Emperor overnight, honey. No. That's all you. And if that's true, you can apply that same set of skills and experience to this. It's just one thing. You can't intuit this person. That could be your challenge. Trusting what's happening, not what it is that you can't connect to at the intuitive level. It's hard. When you navigate by your intuition and you rely on it heavily, and it's strongly helped you build the person you are today. And when it comes to that one connection, it's the one thing you want to connect to the most, and it's the one you can connect to the least. Trust what it is you do feel, and trust what it is you're seeing. Work with what you know, not what you don't. So even if you intuitively can't feel this person, be they half a mile from you or halfway around the world, still, there are some basic principles and laws that apply to you. Work with what you see. Experience is here the same. It's all the same. Okay? And by all means, take it easy. Build it from the ground up or rebuild it. Go back to basics, by all means. Whatever the mechanics are to help you build confidence into it if you choose to. Just know that you can. That's the takeaway. You can. Okay? So you can say this blindsided me. I didn't see this coming. You know, well, at least that about this connection hasn't changed, yeah? What their prompter is, what the motivation is, I don't know. I'm not doing them, guys. I'm not doing a profile for them. I just see how it kind of, it's there. when you had no reason to expect it. Or see it. Like always with this person. So, trust yourself. You got the goods. Let's see that Queen of Pentacles. Show me that Queen of Pentacles. Show me that Queen of Pentacles, please. Practical, reliable, resourceful. Okay, very nurturing. You appreciate your comfort zones for the things that you already experienced. You like to nurture, see things grow. It's one of the reasons why you've been so successful. The Wheel of Fortune, there it is again. Justice and judgment, there it is, honey. That sense of justice and judgment's not going anywhere, so by all means take your time with it. Take your time with it. Just know that if you continue to build with this in reality, you still have the option attached to you. If it's correct, proceed. If it's not, let it go. This either speaks to your measure, self-worth and value, or it doesn't. No pressure. Okay? So you can build this or not build it at your leisure. Just there's only one main consulting point. Is this correct for me? Am I experiencing something that is worth my time, energy, and effort? Is it worth my nurturing skills? Is it worth any of that? It's right here. Okay? Work with the information you're being given. Something's either shaping up correctly in the 3D where you don't have to second guess it. Never mind into it. You just see the evidence. And that evidence is either appropriate for you to carry on with it or it's not. So let's take a look at that Three of Pentacles and see what kind of evidence we're working with here. We have some confidence here too. I do see you little by little gaining a comfort zone with this. If you continue to connect with it, it'll either be correct for you or it's not. That's it. See, it's like I said, it's not about them or they, honey. It's about you. I kind of see where their energy leaps off the page, but, you know, take it from there. You seem to be doing that quite well. But I just know the more you interact with it, the more it starts to feel correct. But you already have the conditions for which or what to do if it doesn't. That's it. Yes, indeed it is vague, guys. That's what it is to be a human being. It's not just the real world. We got spiritual selves, emotional selves, so on and so forth. Two of Swords, Two of Pentacles, the Queen of Pentacles. Man, some of you have some very strong earth in you. Okay. Where's this going? Where's this going? This is the problem. This is a problem. Where's this going? Should I keep... Again, they're going to refer you back to the advice. Trust what you're singing here in the development in the real world. You can't feel this connection and it makes you nervous. So you either have a construction project here that's worth building, okay? Or you don't. You can opt out at any time. Okay, so keep that in mind. It makes you so nervous because you can't see the point of this. But nevertheless, I insist you're getting results. They're just not huge. They're not huge. Two of Swords, Two of Pentacles, and Queen of Pentacles is here. It's like, I just want to find my comfort zone. If I could just feel this, it would be so much easier. So trust the reality. And if you can't trust the reality, then you already know what to do. Okay? But little by little, as this is being slowly, meticulously built, you are getting feedback that so far things are okay. And that they even maybe feel okay with the Six of Wands. Okay? A little more confident here. So you're showing me baby steps, honey. And you're afraid because you're not connected to the baby steps just like the last time. Or with this connection overall. That's what the intuitive process is. You've already admitted that to me. I know you find it frustrating. Let's try not to overthink. What does this mean? What does that mean? No. You can either return what's being put down, or you can't. Okay. If you don't have a feeling towards this one in terms of intuition, trust what you can see. Okay? Six of Wands. You didn't make it this far in life because you learned to second guess yourself. Okay? Let's see that Six of Wands. Show me that Six of Wands. Show me that Six of Wands. I just don't think you want to get back in this position again of racking this up to, well, it didn't mean nothing and now I'm double the fool because I had to learn it twice. I think that's what the underthread or the undercurrent is here. Okay. You don't want to have to be in a position of doing this twice. I don't blame you for that. Nobody would. Okay. So you're looking for evidence and you're nervous. You're nervous. Ace of Cups, Three of Wands, the Nine of Wands. You are having to really resist this feeling of waiting and watching. It's hard for you to just feel in the moment. Okay. Again, you have reason to. I'm not saying you don't. But nevertheless, I think you're doing a good job. You're not flat out rejecting this. It is going slow. I think you need it. There's something here about you need to build into this. You're going to have to build into this. Okay. But if you ever for once feel like you're showing me confidence and resisting that urge to wait and look for love. Is it there? Is it there? Yes, love's here. It is. It is. I don't know what kind it is. Neither do you. Okay. So you can either constructively work on this project with this person or you can't. I just know that there is love here. As you continue to operate by this, things feel okay, but you're having a hard time trusting the process. Again, I get it. I see where you came from. It's just, if it really is that much of a struggle, you can stop. Okay? If you find yourself in a position where you have to constantly suppress this idea of waiting is love there, okay, then perhaps stop. I want you to trust the process, not figure out how to distrust it. Okay. The reason you're trying it all, I'm just going to go ahead and point out the obvious because that's really what tarot does at the end of the day. I think you're giving this an opportunity at all to function in any way in your life is because you want to learn how to trust it, even though you can't intuitively feel it. I think you want to learn how to trust it. Otherwise, I wouldn't be seeing that activity. So I see it as positive small gains. You're like, I don't know. So if it really is that critical for you, I would advise you just not to. Because I don't want you to go back to one of your points, develop false hope. And then also, them too. This might be one of your biggest challenge points, is to just trust what's being built. Slow as it may be, methodical as it may be. I want you to find that comfort zone, and I think that's why you're trying it all. You really do want to achieve that with whatever this is. It's hard. It's really hard. So again, I can see a lot of people don't mess with the lover's connection. It makes you hesitate, makes you question yourself, question the very experience you're participating in. Does this feel correct? Does this feel correct? Oh, no, God, am I screwing myself over? So if you question it that deeply, I would advise you to not. But if you can relax a little bit more into it and not have to question every time you give to it or that it's being returned to you, then you're making progress. Again, this one's going to be a baby steps, guys. Okay? Let's jump on into some oracles. That's a hell of an entry for July, which means that you showed me that level of effort there towards the end. I think you want to try to find your comfort zone with it. I don't like relegating people to it. But after their kind of springboard action, I stopped seeing them. I just saw you. you know. Trust, yeah, we're talking about trust. We're talking about building trust here. It's hard because your heart's in there, but you don't know if it should be. Your sense of time, energy, and effort's in there. You don't know if it should be. Your spiritual self is definitely in there, and you're like, should it be? All those parts of you are real and valid. So if you cannot offer those parts of yourself, even in some small way that's workable to you, then there's no point. Okay? I want you to because you really want to. Okay? Even if it is baby steps, we'll take baby steps. You could have killed this at any time. You didn't do it. You didn't do it, honey. So think of it that way. Okay. Storm field. There it is. That's where it hits. All right. Right about back here. Storm fields. It's the unexpected. Oh boy. Number 9. Okay. Heal the out. Yeah. There you go. Heal the out. That's well said. 38. It is that opportunity. The fox, which is naturally a sly creature, has to trust that who's trying to offer their healing practices doesn't mean it any harm. Okay. It's hard. It's hard. 38. Wishing well. Yeah. I'm thinking that there's a vague wish back there. I'm not saying. I might have touched on it just a little bit. Part of you always kind of wondered what if, and then you went, but I ain't got to worry about that. That's never going to happen. That feeling ran so deeply in you as a written off. I get it. You don't want it to happen again. You really thought this was a divine balance, and then you're like, no, that's stupid. Why would I think that? So you spent a lot of time investing in the moon. But a big part of you, not big, but asked yourself, what if? And then you went, that's not my problem. Not going to happen. Dun-dun-dun-dun. Right? Okay, let's wrap this up. I think we got it. Took a minute, but we get there in the end, you know? Number 42, the netcaster. Preparations come to fruition. Okay. There is something to be said about the value of participation. Number 42. Cast a net, but don't cast too much of a net. How much further you cast out kind of depends on what it is that's being put in there on both sides. Okay? Be it emotion, real experiences, but preparation for fruition. There could be other things further out in development. Okay? I'm only trying to look at the next month. Aquarius, I hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Excuse me. Take care. Be well.